And today I want to do something really interesting. You see, I get questions often either on TV or in public arenas, which indicates that a lot of normal investors don't have the same kind of inside information that a lot of professionals have. The professionals have access to the kind of information that brokers and analysts and other market participants are looking at every day. So I thought I would go to Fing Arena and look at some of the top 50 stocks in the ASX 200 index to see which one of those, according to the experts, has the potential of a double-digit gain in 2019. What you're seeing on screen are the top 20 stocks that have a potential for a double-digit gain. Now, the size of the gains are so big that even if the analysts and experts are only half right, they'll still be pretty decent returns. Amcor or AMC have 14% upside, and all the analysts surveyed by Fing Arena gave this stock the thumbs up. ANZ was one of the most favoured amongst the financial stocks, up 15.1%. Coles 12.9%. Lots of analysts believe that eventually a stock like this that has been taken out of Wesfarmers will eventually have some re-loving happening somewhere down the track, and as you can see, a lot of the analysts do like the stock. Macquarie 13.2%. That's probably linked to the belief that the US economy will do better than were the thoughts when the big sell-offs before December in the stock market were noted. South 32 is very popular. Suncorp 20.6%. As I said earlier, even if only half of this is right, it still wouldn't be a bad gain, particularly when you throw in dividends and franking credits. Westpac 12.7% and Woodside 12.8%, clearly resting on the idea that OPEC and the non-OPEC rivals will get their act together and keep energy prices relatively high in 2019. So that was the double-digit gainers in the top 20. And even though I'm not as bullish about stocks this year as I was at the beginning of 2017, before we started hearing about a Trump trade war and the Royal Commission into financial institutions, I still believe stocks are heading up over 2019, and that's why I'm keen to look for quality companies, namely top 50 companies that have a great potential of a double-digit gain. So now I'm going to concentrate on the stocks numbered 21 to 50 to see which ones the analysts, the experts believe have the potential for a double-digit gain. So here is a list of the double-digit gainers in the group of stocks numbered 21 to 50 in the ASX 200 index. Aristocrat Leisure, 35.7% upside, and most analysts really still like the stock despite the fact it has not responded. It probably has had the difficulties of the sell-off pre-December, but someone like Charlie Aitken still repeats his affection for this stock and his belief that there's potential upside. 35.7% is quite significant. Caltex Australia, 18.5%. James Hardie, 38.8%. Lendlease has been a disappointing company, but a lot of the analysts believe a lot of its problems are now behind them, 25.2%. Oil Search is always loved by lots of the analysts, a 14.7% upside there, clearly linked to a belief that energy prices are going to go up and not down. Origin Energy, 21.5%. QBE, this is a company that does well when interest rates rise, particularly in the USA. We know that the Fed is going to control the rate of interest rate rises, but still, the US and surrounding economies are now experiencing higher interest rates, and that's usually good for QBE. And finally, Santos. This is a changed company since it's had a new CEO in Kevin Gallagher, and the company has done well ever since. The analysts believe there's plenty of upside for Santos at 15.7%. So that's the wrap up of the companies in the top 50 stocks in the ASX 200 index that have potential upside of double-digit gains. And the size of the gains are so big when you think about it, and I made this point earlier in the piece, that even if the gains are only half of what's been predicted, they will be substantial gains. And when you add in dividends and franking credits, there's a potential swag of very good companies worth considering when you're putting together your portfolio ideas for 2019.